Can you text Rob?
I will text. I will text and see if he will be joining us.
All right.
Oh, now that's a sad, sorry-looking stream there, guys.
Right. Hello and welcome to another episode of Dungeons and Dad Jokes, where the technological issues never end.
Feel free to support us on the Patreon that doesn't exist.
We're just here playing a game and hoping you enjoy it. If this is your first time watching, feel free to leave a comment. If you want to join the live chat, you will have to be a subscriber, so feel free to subscribe. Let's get into tonight. We are missing one of our players. Not sure what's going on there. He did not text me, so hopefully he's just running late and will pop in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read the town crier on what we did last week. So, after interrogating the bandit that you captured, you did not find any additional information to what you already knew or speculated. The party discussed and concluded to remove the man's thumbs, wipe his memory, and leave him in an alley with a message to send back to Jerlin, the leader of the gang from the area of town known as the Hatchet. As the rest of the group proceeded to enact this plan, Evangeline went to search out information from the library. She discovered that the nanites that were in Doctorish could be removed with the use of a spell to cure diseases. She then went to the local real doctor, Tordask, and nearly commanded him to follow her. The party, after dispatching the bandit, went to the Council of Chambers to meet with Mylian. He paid the expected 150 gold to each of the members of the group for Doctorish's safe return. While there, Evangeline came back to the group, or reconnected with the group, and paid Tordask to remove the nanites from the Doctorish, which she collected into an empty vial. The party then decided to spend some time in Garan, and while heading toward a tavern, they were ambushed by more of Jerlin's gang. Jerlin also came out, and after a quick exchange of words, joined into the fight. The party realized this time that Jerlin was indeed a mutant. He had a snake tail, which he used to grapple others. Once Jerlin was killed, the other guards fled. The party removed Jerlin's head, arm, and tail, and took it back to Mylian. After seeing Jerlin was dead, one of the council members seemed to become excited, seeing this as an opportunity. The council decided to give the party a bag of holding as payment, with the promise to fulfill a favor if possible and within reason. After this, the party continued to go into the city for supplies and a few more kisses for Fix. So that is where we are picking up. As I recall, Evangeline wanted to go check out Wesks because she wanted to see about some kind of cipher or some other things. And I believe, Fix, you wanted to visit the armorer?
So did I.
Yes.
All right. Is the whole group going to just stay together? Or are you splitting up?
Hey, what's more fun than splitting the party?
Well, let's split
Yeah. Agreed.
the party. Hey! So glad you can make it. So, we'll go to West's Market in Mid-Market first. Flight's Armor and More is also Mid-Market. So you're not far from each other if you do split the party. So, was there any place else that anybody else wanted to go? Other than the Marquesas?
Depends on what they have at the armory and what I can afford at the armory.
Okay.
But I would let Kadeth take the lead since I think he has a few pressing items.
Can you guys hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we know
Is
you?
your headset not working for you?
But the microphone.
Pretty low.
Can hear me, that will be fine.
Yeah, you're very quiet though.
You're quieting. You're fine
How's
for a
that? Is that
second.
better?
That's a
Yes,
little
A
better.
little better.
Better.
A little. That better?
Not blowing my ears off.
That's that's better, but can you
Okay,
hear
I'm
us?
wearing headphones. I can hear you, but not through my freaking headphones.
Oh no.
You guys still there?
Yep.
No. But I was never all here,
I
so.
hate these things.
You are present.
Okay. Now I can hear you through the headphones.
Hey.
Hey,
Yay.
that sounds
Yay.
a lot better.
Yay. All right, so we are heading to do some supply. That's just standard. You're going to renew your supplies. We do not have to role play any of that.
Thank God.
So you're going to renew
So
your
much
supplies.
fun.
And I don't want to role play selling you rations, okay?
But I want to go to the store.
Role playing some other things, that's different, but
I have a
standard
new
supplies,
wallet.
just take standard supplies.
I want to use it.
So we're going to the Armorer to check them out, and we're going to the general store Wesks Market. We'll start with Wesks. If you're splitting the party, I need to know who is going with Evangeline.
I am.
I have to go with Evangeline because I've been assigned to her, basically.
True.
And
If you
she
don't
gets
fear
me.
that she is in any danger, you can let her
No,
be of her
she
own.
gets me. I can say exactly what I want to around her, and she doesn't look at me sideways.
This is true.
What do you
You don't think I can protect her?
I think it's more foresight that we look at sideways.
That's true too.
Hey, I'm a nice guy.
I look at Forsyth sideways just for existing.
Mhm. And the question always comes, why?
Why?
Wine.
All right.
Why?
As those of you who are going with Evangeline,
Uh-huh.
as you reach Wesks Market, you will see a pile of discarded baubles outside the store's front door. These baubles are just small, blue, glowing stones, basically. They glow like candlelight. It's not like you can't use it it doesn't glow like a torch. It's more like a candlelight. So it'll give you about 5 foot radius of light in essence.
Lay in there?
Just laying there. Yeah. As you go in, you are greeted by a stout,
Forsyth,
gray-haired.
do your thing.
Not often.
Would you like to take a bubble?
Yes, I would. Thank you.
All right. You pick up a bubble. You have a blue bubble.
Okay.
In your
that'll go in
possession.
my-
Can you let me in, Jody? I just requested Albert.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Aw.
Albert.
I don't
Thank
I
you.
don't know if we're gonna use it or not, but yeah.
Oh, well, I just had it ready, just in case.
Yeah. So, but yeah, now you have a small blue bubble, and the bubbles
Okay.
are probably, no big than like $50, I believe. You are greeted as you walk in by a stout, gray-haired gentleman, who kind of walks over to you. He's got a slight limp. He says, "Hello, welcome to Wesks. I am Jeffrey Wesk. Are you looking for anything in particular?"
You are way too
Yeah.
excited, Jeffrey. Calm down.
Jeffrey.
It's just a store.
Yes. But it is my livelihood, so I'm pretty
And I'm here to
excited
give
about
you
it.
money, but
Great.
I'm looking for... I don't know what I'm looking for exactly. I'm looking for... Oh, I don't... Wait a minute. I'm trying to use my mouse on my tablet.
I
Yeah.
do that so much.
I mean, you can if you get the right stuff for it. But
Drivers.
Unfortunately, it's not connected to my computer. What do you call those things?
Are you the ciphers?
Stupid.
Yeah, I'm looking for something. I'm looking for ciphers. Is what I'm looking for.
Well,
I'm
I
going
have-
to assume that even though Rhonda's an idiot, that Evangeline's not a total idiot.
Isn't that awesome about role playing?
I will go with that.
It's like I'm an
Evangeline's-
idiot, but my character's not.
I get exactly the opposite.
Well, it's your character that you're playing.
True.
So,
Yay!
you say, absolutely, come this way. And he'll lead you toward the back of the store, kind of where his counter is. And behind the counter, you see all kinds of things that look like they might be Numenera, or at least once Numenera. But he'll kind of walk behind the counter and he'll be like, I have all kinds of ciphers in here, most of which don't work.
But
Do
yet
you
you're
want
still
one
selling
to-
them?
Well, yes. I mean, lots of people take them and will work on them and tinker with them and try to make them work.
It's fixed with us?
No.
Fixes with Kadeth.
Oh,
You
go.
hear,
How much,
Seeker
how much
goes,
is that
"Oh,
one?
thank
And that
God."
one, and that one, and that one.
We'd have been here all day if fixed were here.
There is that.
But we would have maybe, possibly, by chance, ended up with a working cipher.
Says the disembodied fix who's not there.
Yes.
You heard it in your head.
I will inquire on the pricing.
That is some kind of awesome.
Well, on the ones that don't work, they are only 10 gold.
Only.
Only 10 gold, yes.
I see why you
The-
make a good living.
The one that I have that does work, and he kind of bends over and kind of, you hear some clanks and whatnot as he shuffles things around. He pulls out one that is an amulet, very similar to the amulet that Evangeline had before.
That she used one shot?
Uh-huh.
What did it
And-
do again?
Well, that one was immediate object, or
That
No,
was
but
what
you
it,
used it
that-
to great effect. And
it was. The instant item that I had.
Instant
I did
item,
use
that's
it. I used it for a force onslaught.
yeah.
oh, because Rob doesn't remember, but I'm sure Seeker would because of his background. He definitely would remember. That's why I'm asking. Go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah. So it looks very similar. It's slightly different, but it looks very similar. He says, This is what I call imitation." And he does actually pause, like he's never really thought about it before.
It's called irritation.
Imitation.
Imitation. Okay.
Imitation. This one seems to still have all of its magical properties. This one would be 70 gold.
And what exactly does it imitate?
It imitates a dead person. Well, it makes you imitate a dead person. At least,
Interesting.
I believe that's what it does.
And why, pray tell, would one want to actually imitate a dead person? Just a question.
I don't know. I can find many uses for practical jokes, of course. But
Well, okay, I'll give you that.
I know a cleric who would get along very well with you.
I will look at Jeffrey. Is that right?
yes. Mm-hmm. Jeffrey?
Jeffrey.
Jody knows what I'm talking about. Whoops.
Will you? I would like to have that one, and 4 of those. Will you take 100 for all of them?
I think I should. Yes.
And I'll pick out 4. That one, that one, that one, and that one, and I'll take the one that works.
All right. He takes those
Thank
4
you.
and the one that works, hands them over to the counter, takes your 100 gold, and hands you a blue stone that is a bubble, slightly glowing, like a candle.
I'll take it. I'll
It's a free
pocket
bubble with every purchase.
it. Free bubble with every purchase.
Do I know what that is?
It was on the bulletin board. It's an advertisement. That's how we knew to come to war. That's where we
Do I
heard
know
about
what the
West
broken
before.
one is? Jody?
The broken ones. Are
My
you gonna
background, that's why I'm
investigate them
asking. Yes. I think I should.
now? Let me pull out my.
Because my investigation's pretty darn good for this
Mine ain't
level, that
shabby.
is.
Oh well, maybe I went too far. Aha, I did go too far.
And in the end, it didn't really matter, did it?
In the end, it didn't really matter. You roll me an investigation. Nope, I don't.
Are you
want
talking
be
to
the
me?
same guy. Yep. As you look over these 4.
That is a 22.
Nice.
That plus 5 is nice.
Yes, it is. I got a
What did
21.
I do with my pen? There they are.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is a 17. This is Seeker. His
Oh.
medicine plus 5. His investigation plus 0. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. My investigation is 21.
Yay! Rhonda saves the day.
Hey.
And there was much rejoicing.
Investigation is my strong suit.
All right, you're kind of looking at these.
Plate mail's my strong suit.
You would recognize.
But
Had to get one in somewhere.
Well, that's the name of the
course.
channel.
What in the world?
Justification of the name.
I don't even know what that is.
What, the name?
No, the item that I'm about to tell you what it is.
You don't know. How are we supposed to know?
Okay. Seeker, you recognize 2 of these. Even with
The
your
junk.
lower roll. Yeah, 2 of the junk ones. The reason you recognize them is just because of your background. You've
Okay.
seen something very similar used before. One is a speed boost, and one of them is a speed inducer.
So they're both burnt, though, right? They've been
They
used
both
already?
they both appear used or maybe just broken.
Okay.
You may, looking at it, you're like, Fix might know a little bit better on how to put these together, but you might be able to combine them to create one working of either one because they seem
What
to have
role
very
is that?
similar parts. Do what?
What role would that be?
Well, you can roll another investigate. Oh, no, you
and
can roll me an
these
art.
are an investigation of the 4 that I picked up, right?
Yes.
I'm just seeing if I knew what they were so I can help tell you what they do.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. Oh, shoot.
I would say with the current investigation, that's kind of what you get.
Okay.
That you think Fix would probably be able, if he can't fix both of them, he'd be able to like jury rig one of them using the parts from the other kind of thing.
Share that with you, Evangeline.
Okay.
The other 2, Evangeline, you have a pretty good idea that one of them might be adhesion gloves,
That sounds interesting.
and the other one may be an eagle's eye.
Oh, I like that. I'm kind of stuck on those adhesion gloves.
Your
Literally.
fingers are sticky enough.
I can't really get a grip of what you're trying to say.
Oh no, let the puns begin.
Crap, that's a good speaker. Okay, sorry about that. It's a really good speaker.
Okay. So those are the ones that you think kind of are, they need some work.
Okay.
You may or may not get them to work.
I will take all of them and tuck them into my backpack.
So, storekeep,
Yes.
that trash heap out the front of your place.
Yes.
Do you need help in disposing of it?
Oh no, I'll bring it in when my supply runs low.
Oh, so it's not trash.
Well,
It's recycling.
it's recycling.
And you don't have a problem with people just picking stuff up, seeing as it looks free.
Well, it's a free one with every purchase.
I already got my
He
free
just
one.
gives
Thanks.
them a level look and doesn't say anything and walks away. This guy's annoying. He tells to Evangeline.
Okay, I'm done. And eventually turns around and walks out.
All right. Okay. Forsyth, while you're there, you see it's a general store. There's all kinds of stuff there. There's all kinds of trinkets and what look like scales, but they're pretty flexible. And you see like a sign on the wall that uses one of those scales, like a writing parchment, basically.
Okay.
But there are several scales there, and some books and things like that. It's a general store. It has all
Right.
kinds of odds and ends of things. So, just so that you know, because I know how your character is. So you're eyeing things.
But of course.
So, do you head out?
Anything that looks expensive and accessible?
Probably not. Most
Okay.
of the more expensive things are like behind the counter and things like that.
Okay. No problem.
Okay. All right. So you head out, and we'll go over to Fix and Kadeth. You guys, well, Fix is heading to the armorer. Kadeth, I'm assuming you're going with him so that he's not by himself.
I think Kadeth was going to the armorer as well for his own stuff.
Oh, that's right, because you wanted to adjust the whatchamacallit.
Yep.
I don't remember what type of armor it was.
Chuck, do you remember?
Are you frozen?
It looks like he's frozen.
It's frozen or asleep.
He is not asleep because he texted me a few minutes ago. So
Okay.
he must be frozen.
Yeah. He's going to log off and log back in.
All right.
All right, but you're going to head to Flights, Armor, and More. As you walk in, you are going to be greeted by a young boy. I'd say probably 12. You're going to be greeted by a young boy.
I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, I don't know. It just...
You got
I mean-
skills.
It's Monday.
Hand skills.
But yeah, I have I'll sell my chain shirt and get the scale mail that we picked up resized.
Okay. All right.
Since it's non-magical, it won't just immediately.
Yeah.
Coming a little bit low there.
His voice also dropped off.
I don't know what's going on. The computer is watching that.
Yeah, now you sound muffled.
I sound muffled.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did
that sounds
there for a
a
second.
little bit better.
Check, 1, 2.
That Grizzly Adams
better.
beard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Blame the beard.
Blame the beard.
Hey, I just got it trimmed. It's shorter. Like a half an inch, but you know.
by a half an inch. All right. As you go in, you will see you're greeted by a young boy of maybe about 12. He says, "Hello, welcome to Flight's Armor and More.
Hello.
What can I do for you?"
Well, I need to see if we can get this scale mail resized to fit me. And
Oh.
we might have something to sell also if if your master is willing to.
Absolutely. Let me go and fetch him. He goes back and he disappears for a little bit. While he is gone, you see an assortment of some weaponry, and mostly leather armors. There is a couple of more metallic armors. After a couple of minutes,
What's
he
Fix
comes back
looking
in.
for, by the way?
This would be looking at the more metallic armor. Specifically, he'd be looking, trying to get a gauge on the price of plate mail, because he thinks he probably doesn't have enough. So
Probably not.
would be looking at, what's the other one that's just under that?
Half plate?
Splint mail.
That's fine.
I don't know that there's a half plate is medium, so he's actually looking at the heavy armors.
Okay, he's looking at heavy armors.
But tiny.
I'm keeping
Tiny
my mouth shut
heavy
'cause I'm
armors.
not there.
Half size heavy armor.
I'm just kidding, Joe.
Oh no,
You
hey,
get
he
discount
is
'cause
tiny,
it's half the
I know.
materials.
right?
Half the
Yeah,
materials.
you would think that halfling plate would cost less than orc plate, you know?
I think it did in 3rd edition.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
so. I think they kind of simplified everything when they switched to 5th. And just this is the armor.
I
And
wonder
you can
why.
make it to your size.
He's the greatest dancer. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
You were looking at chainmail, scale mail. You said.
Splint
I'm
mail.
getting
Split
yeah, he
mail.
wants splint.
Okay.
I want to get scale resized. And have lightly used chain shirt to sell.
Okay. All right. Well, after a little bit, the boy comes in, and he's followed by an older gentleman that kind of walks a little shy. You can tell that he does it. He lets the boy do all the talking most of the time. You can tell that right away when he walks in. He's just kind of a little backwards a little bit. You see his hair is flaming red, just like yours, Vix. But his eyes are green. And he walks in and he says, "I hear you have something you may wish to sell."
Yes, the chain shirt I'm wearing actually, assuming we can get the other business done, which is to get this scale mail resized to fit me if possible.
What about
Okay.
the jelly stain on it?
The jelly stain. He says, well, if you trade in the chain shirt, I can resize the other armor you wish to resize for merely 10 gold.
What do you mean trade in?
In other words, the chain shirt plus 10 gold, I will resize your other armor.
I'm pretty sure I can get the scale back at home for around the same price as the chain shirt. New.
Yes. But if I were making it, I would have less difficulty than if I'm resizing it.
Ah. So do you have any that are my size in stock?
He kind of looks you up and down a little bit. What is it? Chainmail? No, that's a chain shirt that you want
Chain
scale mail.
shirt and scale mail, and they're both 50 gold.
Yeah, they're both the
In
same.
the-
Yeah.
DMG
Um,
or player's handbook.
I think so.
Well,
Would you
then
like
it'd
just
be
a straight trade?
trade this scale mail for one you have? That would be fine.
I could do that. Yes.
And then I could sell you the chain shirt on top of that.
All right. I can do that. He will go back and he will get some scale mail and bring it out to you. And it looks like it would be your size.
Well, I'll go ahead and start changing while Fix, or trying it on, essentially, while Fix
All right.
chats with him about what he wants.
All right. And you, my fellow red-headed friend.
Howdy. Fix would. He's human. This guy. Or what is he? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fix
he's
would
human.
reach out his hand to shake his hand to the gentleman,
We'll shake it.
and would just let him know that he's looking. Eventually, I would really like to get a set of plate mail, but I think that it's a little bit outside of my price range. Unless you're having a great sale, then maybe I can consider it. But for the time being, I'm mostly looking probably for a little bit less than that, maybe some split mail, and a shield. I've seen the way that these guys are getting beat on, and I don't want that to happen to myself. He just kind of goes on a little bit of a ramble for the guy, and he'd actually also shake the hand of the boy if he was still there,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
making sure to
he would
introduce
shake your
himself
hand.
to both as Fix.
The boy's hand is what you would expect a young boy's hand to be. It's fair. I mean, it's clean. It's
Covered
not
with
dirty or
peanut butter.
anything, but it's still pretty smooth and all of that good stuff. The gentleman's hand is very rough, full of calluses. So, as you would expect from a blacksmith. He says, I have, I believe, a set of splint. It would be about 250 gold.
That's a little bit pricey. You think you could do the splint and a shield for 200?
Splint and a shield.
Yeah. I mean, not many of us redheads around here, so maybe a little bit of a redheaded discount.
A redhead discount.
Good for slapping.
Red-headed stepchildren.
Good for slapping. Not discounts. Slapping. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
How about if I do a splint and a shield for 210?
Okay, I can do 210
Okay.
just for you.
All right. I will do that
And-
for you.
He kind of asks, and do you have any metal scraps? Just a few small pieces.
Probably. What size are you looking for? Or just any?
Just he pulls out the symbol of Gond that was given to him, and says, "I think I'm going to take some time and find a way to attach this to the shield permanently."
Okay. He says, yeah, I can give you some scrap for that. He'll go back, and he'll come back after a little bit. Just technically wise, you have to have a strength of 15. What is Fix's strength?
You only have to have, technically you only have to have a strength of 15 for it to not lower your speed. Since Fix is a dwarf,
Oh, okay.
he does not get his speed lowered
Gotcha. Okay.
because
All
his
right.
speed is already 25. So
Gotcha.
He's already slow.
He's already slow.
I'm
All right.
assuming by this point I probably have switched armors.
He will, as he comes back, he has some metal in his hand. And he says, "Well, how will that do you?" And he kind of tosses a piece of metal to you.
He'll catch it and he'll pull out his jeweler's loop, and he'll take a look at it.
Okay. You look at it. It will do you perfect.
Oh, it looks to be just right. Thank you.
All right.
All right, Goldilocks.
All right. This will be
This piece of metal's too long.
just
This
fine.
one's too short.
Hey, I'm keeping to the spirit of the channel.
But chop. So he'll hand you the yeah, because that one's not going to do you. So there you go. That's it.
Much appreciated.
With your passive insight, you could tell when he tossed it to you, he was kind of testing your dexterity, basically.
Oh, his dexterity's not that great, but he well enough to catch something, I would assume.
Yeah. Yeah. I looked you up instead of asking. Because you definitely don't look too strong. This plate is going to make you heavy, even though your speed's not going to reduce any further, but it's going to be weighty.
Us dwarves are stout felt folk, so
Yeah.
How do you know?
But he will say, "There you go. Best of luck
Isn't
to
it
you.
funny
It's
How
gonna
in
be heavy."
fantasy, all dwarves are like Irish.
that
I
is
don't know.
part of the reason why I specifically have not been playing Fix as such, because
Good.
I don't see him as a typical dwarf.
Yeah.
So
I see them as more heavily Scottish, as opposed to
Scottish,
Irish,
sorry,
but
not
same
Irish,
area.
Scottish,
Yeah.
I apologize,
There is
but
a
you knew where I
difference.
was going with that. So
Yep.
good.
Yep.
I assume by this point I've probably gotten the armor tried
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
It
It fits like a glove.
Okay.
You can tell he's been doing this for quite some time, and he was able to size you up pretty quickly.
Good. So I will gladly trade him the other scale for that, and then how much is he offering for the to
He'll
buy the
offer
chain
you
shirt for?
20.
Sounds fair.
All right.
It may need a minor adjustments or
Okay.
fixes or whatever, but that works.
Now he brought out that split mail, and it might be a little big, but not so much so that it's uncomfortable or encumbersome at all for Fix.
Okay.
So, will that do you then?
I believe so.
All right. Remember, it's Flint's armor and more. If you need anything else,
I need more.
you need more.
If we are ever down in this area again, I will keep that in mind.
Excellent. Have
Man,
a
I
good
wish
day.
I could afford a breastplate. All right, I'm just asking Jody to save time. If I
Yes.
sold my chain shirt, would it allow me to get a? No. Would they give a discount on the breastplate?
Yes.
How much?
Well, I just
Chain
sold mine
shirt.
for 20 gold, so
It sells for 50.
he would
brand
offer. He would offer 20.
new. That's not enough. Okay, I'll dream
that.
a little longer.
You'll dream just a bit more.
Yeah.
Dream.
Yeah. Dream, dream, dream.
Great minds think alike.
Dream on, dream on.
Okay, so you guys head out. About the time you guys are heading out, the other three are, you see them down the street. They're coming out of Wesk's. And you guys meet up.
You didn't
Head
get
to the
anything?
tavern. What else do you do?
Seeker, you didn't get anything?
I was at the other shop
Yeah, I know.
No.
Didn't you get?
with
Weren't
Evangeline.
you gonna get some armor?
No, he
At
was
the
with
armor
me.
shop. I was with Evangeline though.
Oh,
I'm not at
that's
the
right,
armor
you were-
shop.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I could have lent you some money.
Well, I'm more interested
At a
in
modest
pilfering that
interest.
pile of broken crap, but it's
At a
not on
modest
me right
interest
now.
rate.
I would not borrow money from you.
Not a
Nothing
borrower
against you.
or a lender bee.
Yeah, I wouldn't borrow from any of you guys actually, but that's a quick way to make enemies.
Definitely can be. So, you head out, you head to the tavern. I'm assuming to the Marchette. You head in there. It's just as lively as it was last night.
This is
I
the
would say
place
it's
to be.
probably early afternoon-ish, but it's just as lively. All four girls are there, passing out drinks, kissing various other people. There's some entertainment, some music playing. You guys have a seat. Did we lose Joe, or did he just turn off his camera?
He was
I-
mad because other people are getting kisses.
No. I made a
Getting
change.
kisses.
Yeah, I made some changes on my video thing, and it disappeared. But I think you guys can still hear me.
Yeah,
Yep.
we can hear you.
It did not like the changes.
It did not.
So, you head to a seat, you order some drinks. Anything in particular that you're watching for, listening for, or are you just here to have a good time?
Fix would definitely have his, order his kisses, as it is on the city council to pay for them at this point.
You remembered that.
He definitely remembered that.
Oh, you
Oh,
damn
yeah.
straight he remembered that.
And after he orders his first one, he'd be like, "And keep them coming. It's on the council." But then while he's drinking it, he wouldn't just down them or whatnot. He would actually be looking at the metal piece that he was given and more paying attention to how he's going to use it to attach the symbol.
Okay. Let's see. What is the Tinker's? Roll me your Tinker's tools. You should be proficient in Tinker's tools, right?
He is. He's
Okay.
he's proficient in multiple tools. He's got carpenters, cobblers, cooks, utensils, glassblowers tools, smiths tools, and tinker's tools.
All right. Roll me your Tinker's tools.
Are there any tools that the two of us are not proficient in?
Probably not.
So that would be Dex based, I believe, with
I
your
have a couple
so
of tools.
Dex modifier and proficiency modifier.
Yeah, they'd say. Let's see. For him, it would just be his proficiency. Rolled a 17, so 19.
Nice. All right. Yeah, you're looking at this and you're already starting to fool around with it a little bit. It's going to be very easy to work with. You're going to be able to do this in no time.
Okay. Once he's figured it out, he'd set it aside and enjoy the drink and any live performance that's going on.
All right.
What time of the day is it?
It is early afternoon.
Is
Currently.
it our intent to stay here tonight?
We'll
Oh.
probably end up staying in town tonight, would be my guess. But unless somebody
Robert
has.
is raising his
Seeker's
hand.
not going back yet. Seeker's going to cast Detect Magic and look at that pile of junk outside and see
Okay.
if he gets lucky. And even if he
Um,
doesn't get lucky, he's going to be discreetly taking as much as he can from that pile without anyone noticing.
All right.
Now
You
who's-
you hang back. You cast detect magic. You start looking over that pile. It glows. All of it glows.
Oh, they're all still magical.
They are all glowing.
So he thinks they're trash, but they're not.
Every single one of them is about a $50 size stone that
Okay.
glows with that blue that gives off the light of a candle.
Oh, this is in the junk pile.
Oh no, you talking like in the
Outside. The junk pile
Yeah.
that we saw outside.
Yeah, that was all baubles. It was a huge pile of baubles.
Right, that's what I'm doing Detect Magic on, the baubles.
Yeah, yeah,
And they
they're
all glow.
they all glow, and
Oh, so they're
Look at
all
what I have in
identical
my
baubles?
pocket.
they're all identical baubles.
Oh, you didn't say that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you don't want to cast the detect magic, I'll let you pull that back since you see that
Yeah,
they're
I
all
wouldn't do
identical
that.
baubles.
I
That's
thought there
fine.
was like a massive junk that he thought
Oh,
didn't
no.
work, and I'm like,
No.
maybe he's wrong. Let me look. So,
No, the pile outside is all baubles.
all right.
Whoa.
Basically, everybody that bought something threw their free bauble on the ground.
Pretty much.
Understood.
There are bobble shoulders and bobble necks, but some bobble heads out there too.
The bubble heads. All right.
I will be keeping an eye out for anybody who may be looking our way, especially with malicious seeming intent.
Okay.
Anybody who maybe have been affected by the events of the last 24 hours.
All right. You can roll me perception.
We still have our rooms.
Well, that's at the other
If you
place.
want them,
yeah.
but that's a
That's
geese.
at the other place. Okay.
I mean, you're welcome to get rooms here. You look around, there is definitely a set of stairs leading up. There are rooms up there.
Woohoo, a whole 8. I'm very distracted by Fix getting kisses.
Yes, you are. It's like, another one? Are you
I
even
would
drinking
say
them?
Forsyth is watching the crowd. He's always watching the crowd because he's always looking for a pocket to pick. So does he see anything?
Roll me perception.
22?
Good heavens. You will see all kinds of pockets to pick, actually, because it's kind of crowded. People bump into each other. You know, there's some dancing going on, lively music, it's loud. There's definitely plenty of pockets to pick. There's a few that are a little bit more on guard. With that perception, you can tell the ones that, don't even try that one, because they're a little bit more on guard about it. But there are
Sleight of
definitely a
hand was
few.
25.
All right. I'm going to say throughout this process, you're going to probably be able to pick up another 10 gold.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
Evangeline is noticeably antsy. She don't want to be here.
So,
She wants to be in the lab.
you are hanging out. Discuss your plans. What is your plans? Do you want to stay in this town? Do you want to
Well,
move
is the
on?
mission with Evangeline done?
She has not
No.
been able to return any kind of knowledge of cures or anything like that as
So
of yet.
I'll let her know where I'm going to be, which is at the bar drinking. Not alcohol, mind you, but of all the 3 drinks that I drink, one will be alcohol. The other will be like water or juice or something. Not trying to get drunk.
Sarsaparilla.
Just have
Being her
sarsaparilla. Just
Sarsaparilla.
have nothing else to do right now.
Some
Being
root beer.
her angst, Forsyth will approach and say, "What's got you down?" Besides gravity.
But check. You're asking.
I need.
Oh.
I
Yeah, I'm
need.
asking Evangeline.
I need to be someplace where I can study, look, tinker.
So, do you have possibilities for that, or would you like recommendations?
You'll see her glancing around. I need to be where there aren't people.
I get that. And there's a nice barn down the way here where the horses are. There's nobody there.
Is Evangeline at the same table as Fix?
I would imagine so, but I'll let that be your call.
Because, Seeker's at the bar. I was in the crowd. Now I'm back at the table talking to her. So it's up to you where you were. I'm just saying that the stables down there, while they're not really designed for people, that's the whole point. If you're looking for a place where there's no people, there's horses, but there's no people.
But hey, who's asking?
There's definitely hay.
Hey, boy.
I will gather up my stuff and stand up.
I will get up with her. I will accompany. Just
Are they at the
for-
same table, Evangeline?
Are we?
Yeah.
I would assume when we came in, we all sat at the same table, with the exception of Seeker.
Right. Seeing a Forsyth follow, Fix would be like, didn't she say she wanted no people?
I want to make sure she gets there and has no people.
Aren't you a
If
person?
you're there, wait, are you not a people?
I can find things to do.
You're still a
to
people.
keep-
While you guys
Theoretically.
discuss this
Theoretically.
and leave, I'm headed to the door.
I'm following her. Have a nice time.
Lifts one of his drinks and he says, "I'm sure I will."
As the
See
next
you
one
two
comes
in a
by.
little bit, for sure.
I'm not interested in getting kissed. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I didn't want to see you, and I'll just tell her. I didn't want to see you having to be alone in a strange place because danger lurks, and I'm used to it.
Very good. I'll go. We'll go to the stable. When we get there, I will open up my backpack and I will pull out whatever I have in my backpack to create a space that's not full of hay.
Easy
I
enough.
will-
You have a travel cloak you can put on the ground or whatever.
I will also check the perimeter and all that while she's.
I will
doing all
pull out my 4 devices that I bought and
Alright.
start unloading my pockets with all my tools.
All right.
My carpenter's tools, my jeweler's tools, my smith tools, my thieves' tools, and my tinker's tools.
that. Would you like an herbalism kit? I have one.
I will let you know.
Okay.
My
Just
tools are
saying.
called none.
And I will begin tinkering on
All
these
right.
one of these 4 items to see what I can do about how it works, what it needs to work. And
Okay.
along with all of that, I'm going to set the vial of nanite
Okay.
on the cloth as well.
Okay.
Forsyth will go take a position in the upper portion of the stables.
Okay. Someplace where you have
the
a
hay storage area.
bird's eye view.
Bird's eye view where he has a view outside the building and inside.
Okay. Easy enough. Seeker, I know, being a soldier and knowing your duty, you're going to see Evangeline and Forsyth walk out. So,
So I will sidle up to her rather quickly before she hits the door. Are you just doing work stuff, or are we off the clock? Because I'm trying not to get drunk, but I want to stay hydrated at the same time.
I will tell Seeker that I am going to study the things that I just purchased.
Oh, so you're going to do what is the most blissful thing and be away from people. Enjoy. I envy you. And he goes back to the bar.
we make good. It's like me and Phil in the car. We're perfectly happy, just
Perfectly
driving along,
fine.
not talking.
Nothing saying nothing, right?
silence
Best
is very
conversation
contenting.
is none at all.
Yeah.
All right. Forsyth, go ahead and roll me perception. Just so I can
Okey-doke.
tell you what you see. And Evangeline, roll me, I guess, tinkerer's tools? Or smiths. I mean, it's going to be the same. 10? Lovely.
10.
All right.
It's going to be based off of Dex no matter what, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
both of those.
I have an 18.
Because of what you're doing, it's fine motor because you're getting
Right.
in and doing the tiny stuff. 18? Okay. All right.
Yes,
Forsyth?
18 until I have to use Arcana.
All right.
Okay.
You are fooling around with these things. It's going to take you a little bit of time. Let me.
I got too busy
Look
counting
up
my
something
purse
here.
to notice too much.
You hear some birds. Every now and then you hear some people walking down the street that are like just loud and obnoxious that are probably drunk.
But I can't tell the difference between a townie and a visitor here.
Okay. Fooling around on the adhesion gloves. You are probably going to be able to get those up and running. At least mechanically, they seem to be working just fine.
I think that's something I can actually use. Picking pockets with adhesion gloves.
You might stick to them.
All true.
Do it, do it, do it. The
Well,
eagle's
yeah,
eye,
good Dex.
or what you thought was the eagle's eye. At first, when you're looking at it, you thought maybe it might have been more of an iron flesh as opposed to a cipher.
Okay.
But then you find a little lever in there, and it pops open, and you see a tiny blue pill. Or sorry, not tiny, large blue pill.
Large blue pill.
You know, like those honking.
I gotta.
Viagra.
Well, I was thinking more like prenatal vitamins, man. I had to break those things in half to swallow them.
They're huge.
They're huge. So you see a large blue pill. And you have a pretty
They
good idea.
ain't nothing compared to the calcium tablets that I had to take that were that freaking long.
Gosh. Yeah. How do you swallow something like that?
Very careful.
I don't.
The right direction.
Well, yeah. Don't swallow it the wrong way. You'll
Okay.
be hurting for weeks. But you find a large blue pill. And you're pretty sure that you were right. It's an eagle's eye. You think that's the blue pill to enhance your vision, basically, for a period of time. The other two flip to them. Oh my gosh, I went too far. What the heck? There they are. It's not in here. Why was it on the table if it's not in here?
Is it somewhere else?
No. That is very interesting. You think that is really weird. I will have to dig for that. At the moment, you're not really sure about the speed inducer, but you do see some nanite technology on the inducer that you might be able to transfer over. You don't work too often with the small machines, but might be able to be transferred over to the speed boost, which is more like a small square patch. The speed inducer, though, is pretty gone.
Okay.
That was really weird. And it's gone because I can't find it in my book. It's gone.
Upon looking at the gloves and getting them working mechanically, do I feel that there's anything else that needs to be done to them to make them work to their fullest potential?
Roll me an Arcana check. And you can do it with advantage because this has to do with Numenera.
A 23.
23. You are, as you're looking at it and kind of pilfering with it a little bit, you think if you get it back together mechanically, that it'll trigger and the magic will just infuse again.
Okay, that's what I'm going to work on doing. I'm going to work on those
Okay.
first. I want to get those up and running.
All right. Okay. In the bar, you're enjoying the kisses. How many do you have, Fix?
All of them.
That's a great question.
I'll stop him before he gets completely trashed.
Roll a 20 cider. Roll
It
a
all-
20 cider.
It all depends on how quickly he gets drunk, I guess is the thing.
Well,
Because he would probably stop once he starts to feel it.
okay. Two of them, you'll know they're fairly potent. You'll fill the third one. The fourth one, you're gonna push
Feel
getting
the
drunk.
floor.
He'd probably stop after the third, maybe have a fourth just to sip on slowly.
Okay.
He'll order a fourth just for the kiss.
Exactly.
Just for the kiss.
Hey, and he'd probably leave it there for a good 20 minutes or so as he sips on it, push it aside, and order another one just for the kiss, because hey, it's on the council.
This is true. All right. So you spend.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was to say, while we're sitting there, I'd probably chat things over with him, with Fix, since he's the only one who actually stayed here at the table for any length of time. So Fix,
He'd look up, kind of he'd look up from his shield and Cog, and just looks as perky and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as can be.
And a little
Which
tipsy.
is weird because he's a dwarf.
Exactly.
It's really weird.
Hey, look, I'm like,
he is a,
yes.
He is a strange dwarf. So, any thoughts on whether there's anywhere else we should go after this, or do you think heading home is probably the best idea at the moment and see what happens on the way?
Well, he takes a breath. He's like, well, during that vision, that incident in which we were all greeted, he about to say you guess he was about to say accosted, but he changes to greeted. By what did you call the gods? By the gods. We pulled a card. I believe it was a prison on the card. Joe doesn't
Yes.
remember. I'm sure Fix would remember.
It was.
Yeah. And then we were transported. We assumed it had something to do with the Doctorish because the first thing that we saw when we arrived was a flyer for the Doctorish. We've since... I don't know if we were supposed to save him or put him in prison, but that doesn't... I don't know where that kind of leaves us because things are not adding up, but my understanding is these gods can be weird and finicky in the way that they communicate.
Think about this part. We did actually save him from an imprisonment.
That was, I'm guessing, more of an enslavement, but I guess that is true.
Similar.
Should we see the
He was
prison
being
here?
held against his will.
True. But should we see if they have a prison here? Or a jail?
I'm guessing they do. We could find out. And are you thinking we should go down there and see if there's anybody we know in there or something?
Go see if there's anybody in there. I don't know that we'd necessarily know them, but if they're keeping somebody there that is being kept against their will, or who may have a destiny, I think that's what you guys call it, a destiny to fulfill for these gods, then yeah, sure. That might help to get them out of
Well,
there,
I guess
but
we
I
could-
don't...
We can see what we see. And
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could... Yeah, I think that would be a good idea, but otherwise we're just wandering aimlessly.
well, that's why I'm thinking we start heading towards Thrice and see what happens along the road.
Yeah, I just would think that there'd be something else other than we're gonna put you way here out of the way, and maybe you'll find your way to where we need you to go. Like,
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's how gods work sometimes, is they'll put you somewhere and they know you'll eventually make it to where you need to be.
he kind of
I know
shrugs.
it-
Maybe.
At least the Raven Queen works that way.
Yeah. I don't know. Anytime I've seen orders being given, it's always been very, very specific of what needs to be done.
Well, gods are definitely different from people when it comes to things of that nature.
Yes. He's trying to pick up on the whole religious thing, but you can tell he is very out of it. Like this whole, he feels an affinity to the symbol that he was given to, but he doesn't even understand why at this point.
Yeah. Well, I definitely have I'm trying to put across the bearing of having that knowledge of religion.
Yeah,
That's
he
fine.
appreciates that.
I'm pretty good in it.
All right. Seeker, while you're sitting there,
Yeah.
music takes an intermission. You know, you see the musician walking up to the bar. He orders a kiss. You know, he gets a kiss, and he starts talking to one of the girls. You're not sure which one it is, and says you overhear him talking about the last time he was heading home. The gang that used to kind of harass him on his way home, they weren't there.
Excuse me for interrupting, but would you like to know why?
Well, sure. Did you have something to do with this?
Well, I had everything to do with it. I killed Jerlin himself. Myself. I delivered the killing blow, and we told him to pardon my French, but, well, we told him not to F with us. Is that okay to say, he says to the barkeep?
Yes. It is a
See-
bar. People get drunk.
You in this town seem to rely heavily on petty indifferences, which involve this jackass by the name of Dr. Ish. And by employing his services, you created an economy that was based upon misery and just ruin. It's just dumb. Why would you? Anyway, the fact of the matter is, we were commissioned to try to find this iconic figure who you all love so dearly and bring him home. We brought him home. We made a deal. We thought everything was hunky-dory. Well, I didn't really think everything was hunky-dory, but we made the appearance that it was. We come home, and this lovely gentleman sends people to try to... I still don't know what they thought they were going to accomplish. They're dead now. But we spared one of them, sent them back with the clear message, don't F with us. I'm not even sure if he made it back there, but when we left a night of revelry and came out, Mr. Jerlin thought he would deal with the situation himself. So I took his head and I took his tail. I think a compatriot of mine took his arm. Why, I don't know. But dead bodies are heavy. So I only needed the head and the tail to prove that it was him. And I took it to the council to let them know that this threat was done. Oh, and if you ever need to know how to combat one of Dr. Ish's little concoctions that he may have put upon you, come see me. It'll be public knowledge soon. But yes, we did that. All of it. We're awesome.
Wow. That is good to know. Hopefully that
Be
void is
careful,
filled
though.
by somebody who is...
Well, speaking
Not
of the
us.
void, do you know who Lady Blah 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 Smile and got off because he was a dead council member? Who is that? What was her name?
I don't think I ever gave you her name.
Well, Seeker would have wanted that because he's keeping an eye on that witch. Because
And
he
I need
knows
your names, addresses, phone numbers.
Yep. Because
I
if I'm
need
in
to
this
see your
area,
photo ID.
I need to see your photo ID.
because she's going to be a problem,
Oh,
I imagine.
she might in the future.
Yeah.
Her name was Rola.
She was a showgirl. Sorry.
She was a shepherd. Rola. R-O-L-A.
Okay.
Tuem. T-U-E-M.
So I would keep an eye on her because I think she sees the vacuum as an opportunity to do something bad.
All right. Well, I know of Rola. I may have to know of her a little more personally.
Are you a constable of some sort?
No, I am the entertainment. However, I hear things. I know people.
So you stand to profit from her rise to power. Is that correct?
Perhaps. But more importantly, I want to proffer from not being followed or, mobbed or, if she takes over, I want to make sure I'm safe.
She have a grudge with you.
Not that I'm aware of, but one can never be too sure.
Especially when cowards will hire someone to do something to someone when they could just as easily confront it and take care of it themselves. But I digress.
This is true. Well, that is good to know. that Jerlin is gone. Although,
You did it!
First try. I'm freaking impressed. I'm like, holy crap. No bubbles?
Chuck always makes me do it. Because I can do that.
Sorry.
Nope, you're good.
I
Yeah.
didn't know you guys could watch what I was doing. I apologize.
Well, we do every now and then. We saw the clear screen come across. We were like, "Yep, he's putting on a protector."
I'm a mother. I keep an eye out on everything that's going
Yeah.
on.
Rhonda's like, I'm omniscient and omnipotent.
I'm a mom.
I'm a mom.
What do you have, Mom Vision? What?
I forget what I was going to say now.
My mom vision is 2020, 2020, 2020, 2020.
Nothing gets past you. My wife has that, and it annoys the crap out of me. Every now and again, I just want to sneak something somewhere. Like if I got something I don't want her to know about, like a gift or something, she sees it. It's like, you're not
Figures it out.
supposed to see that right now. Quit looking.
We see.
The needs of the few are outweighed by the mom.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, he. Oh, that's what he was. He starts to walk away, like he's getting ready to go back, but then he turns back around, and he says, "Did I hear you right? A tail?"
Yes. He was a mutant. A dirty, filthy mutant.
Had no
He doesn't
idea.
believe that, but he knows a lot of people in this town don't like him. He's just trying to use that to his benefit.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in town that didn't like him.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. Good to
Is
know.
it?
Well, I didn't know.
Well, is there something that I should know that you're not sharing with me? It's only fair since I've given you so much free information.
Well, he must have been aggravated enough at your group to come out of the hatchet. Because I don't think he's ever come out of the hatchet before. I did not know
Well,
he had a tail.
When you get your ass kicked so succinctly in so many short periods of time, and when you are made a fool of to look upon something which you think it's one way, and you know it's one way, but a little short one makes you question your own reality, it's humiliating. All calculated, you gotta understand. We did it to make sure that he was off of his comfort and would react in a rash way. Who could have known that he would have done such a stupid thing as accost us in the streets and summarily get put down like the dog that he is, or was. Yeah, was.
Dog with a lizard
Well.
tail?
It is
Yes.
good to know. A dog with a lizard tail. Good to know that he is gone.
Do I know who this guy is?
Good day.
Wait,
He is-
do I know who this
no.
guy is?
Now you ask?
No,
Well, yeah.
no.
Well, I don't
I'm-
have any social graces.
You-
Can I
you-
make an insight on him?
Sure. Sure. I'm looking for his name. Where the heck did I put his name?
17
There it is.
altogether.
He seems quite genuine. I mean, he's not like trying to hide anything or anything like that. You kind of figure with your insight that he's
Mhm.
formulating, he's putting together story. He's collecting story. He's a bard.
He is the bard,
likes-
yeah.
He's collecting a story. So it was
Sika,
interesting
by the way.
information to him.
Yes. Sika. And the
It is
other
a-
person of note would be Evangeline. And the other person who made him question his own reality is Fix.
That is good to know.
And the resident tanky goodness of smacking about the head and neck very hard was Kadash. And the one of making sure that your lifeblood drained from you very quickly was Forsyth. And me, I was the hammer. for your story should you formulate one later.
I will add that to my story.
In your
Indeed.
story, I shall be shirtless.
You shall be shirtless. All right. Shirtless hammer.
Shirtless hammer. That's really a ring to it. No, sorry.
All right.
I got everybody's names, right? Fix, Forsyth,
Yeah.
I think
Kenneth,
so.
Kenneth?
Yep.
Okay, good. Fix is, I mean, Seeker's not stupid. That might get us business later if people know who we are. So, he likes money.
Yeah.
Not as much.
Not as much as Forsyth, but he likes money.
Kadath is very much indifferent toward
Speaking
money.
of money,
All right. Speaking of money,
these gloves of adhesion,
yes,
are they the gloves that Forsyth is thinking that they are?
they are not gloves of thievery.
Oh, man.
That would have been
I know they
nice.
would be nice, huh? They're not gloves of thievery. However, and I can put it into D&D Beyond homebrewed, or I can put it into D&D Beyond. They're not homebrewed, but I can get them in there for your character. If I think it starts.
I
with
have
G,
them
right?
up and running.
No,
we
for
will
adhesive
we will
gloves.
we will figure out what they are.
Okay, adhesion
Even-
gloves.
Even if I have to cast identify.
Okay. Well, you can fool around with them for a little bit. Without burning them out. You know, I won't make you burn them out. It is a cipher. It is a one-time use. Ciphers are one-time use. You can figure these out pretty quickly. They have thousands of little sticky black dots on them that when you activate them for the next 30 minutes while wearing them, you can move up, down, and across vertical surfaces and upside down along ceilings without leaving
Spider climb.
or while leaving your hands free.
So spider climb.
You can
Spider
gain
walk.
a
You don't need your
Well,
hands.
there's a spell
yeah, it's
called
spider walk.
climb.
I'm aware,
it's
but
like
I'm saying
spider
this would
climb.
be spider
Yeah.
walk, because you don't need to
Yeah.
have your hands.
You don't
Connected.
need to have your hands. But your climbing speed becomes equal to your walking speed.
Right.
So you can and
Skitter
have free
along.
hands. Yep, skitter along. So, and it's for 30 minutes. It's one-time use, and it's for 30 minutes. So,
Very in-
at that, it's been a couple of hours. The entertainer goes back to doing songs and whatnot, and every so often, when he takes a break, you see him kind of jotting on a parchment some information and things like that. You have a pretty good idea he's working on.
Oh, the same one I was talking to? Nice.
Yep. And he's working on a story. And but obviously he's not singing it tonight because he's got to work it. But the entertainment is fun, and you spend a couple of hours there. Evangeline does not come back in. Yeah.
I want to suggest to the party that we go and raid Jerlin's camp, because there's probably lots of good shit there, now that he's dead and all.
Well, there were a lot
Just
of other
saying.
people there too.
Well, like we couldn't deal with them?
Well, we could.
The ones that were stupid enough to stay behind? And for you goody-goodies, we could do it as a property reclamation mission. You know, the stuff that we didn't want, we
Who's a
give it back to
goody-goody?
them. Well, just seems some of you are goody-goody. I do stuff, and there's certain looks and comments that I get. But that's okay. You don't know anybody's alignment. You can just get a general idea.
So,
What does the party say to that?
Well, the party's not there.
Well, I said when
well,
they get
Cadet
together.
and Fix is there.
Oh,
Well, I'll say that to Kadath and Fix since they are there, and I'll ask the rest later.
I do believe that in response to being attacked by him, that all of his possessions are therefore what's the term? Fair game. Fair game.
Spoils of
Retribution.
war.
Reparation. That's the word. Reparation.
And it is possible that the power vacuum may take a while to fill. So there may be some who are happy he's gone, some who are fearful that he's gone because they don't know if they'll stay with the power they have.
I think that they're going to see some infighting before, unless somebody extremely powerful steps in. They're probably going to see some infighting and some sort of bickering as to who's going to be the new boss.
What better time to step in amongst the chaos that assuredly is happening?
Well, if we
Agreed.
were to do that, I would say we should do that soon, because the longer we wait, the more likely it is that it'll be difficult.
That's right. Kadath is absolutely right. We should leave within the minute.
Well, I'm fueled by liquid courage, so yes, let's.
The best courage in a situation like this. Let's
Yes.
We should go find Evangeline and Miss Forge and Forsyth.
Yeah, we're gonna go spend some time with horses or something.
Stables?
Yes, we've got stable work to do. Yes. That.
All right.
Very well. We'll guess we'll finish up and head to try and find what stables they might be at.
As they're about to leave, Fix gets the attention of the barkeep and says, "A round of kisses for everyone on the council," and then leaves.
I knew they were stupid to make that bet. Oh, wow.
All right. The barmaid smiles. She's liking it just as much as you are. Like, woohoo! The whole bar like cheers. Woohoo! As you guys walk out, you walk down. It's really just around the building is where the stables really are, kind of toward the backside of the building, and you head over there, and you see Evangeline tinkering with stuff, kind of putting final touches on. Looks like the gloves. She's able to at least get that back together.
Miss Forge. I'm assuming Forsyth is somewhere around here.
I'm up here.
Oh, hello.
I will look at Fix.
He'll
Roll
look back
it
and
in.
wave.
I'm gonna roll an insight.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20.
What are you inciting Fix for?
If I feel that he is sober enough to be trustworthy.
He is
He's got a
sober
good-
enough.
He's got a good buzz, but he's not like plastered or nothing.
He's not tripping over his feet. He's not really slurring his words.
Probably honestly better than last time.
I will.
How hard is that?
I will say, come. Look, and I will show him the speed inducer,
Mhm.
and explain to him that I believe the nanite technology is in this one, but I believe this one is beyond repair, but could possibly be used to repair this one.
He'll pull out his jeweler's loop and everything, and rather than working the tools and such himself, he kind of waves his hand, and a mage hand appears, and he uses that to move things about and work through it.
All right.
So he can get different angles and everything as it's working, and he's not limited to just the way that his own body can move.
Is the
All right.
mage hand tipsy though?
It's kind of wobbly a little bit.
Does he have fumble fingers?
And you notice as he's doing it, he's kind of having a conversation with himself, but it's directed at the hand, and probably something that it seems like he's done 1,000 times before.
1,000 times.
No, a little to the left, I said.
Exactly.
Keep it steady. Keep it
Your
steady.
other left.
Yeah.
Roll
So
me whatever toolkit you're using.
Mhm.
Dexterity, and if you're proficient in it, proficiency. You could use your tinkerers or jewelers, honestly, for this.
Since I'm utilizing the mage hand, would it be my dexterity or my spell casting?
Let's do your spell casting.
All right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a. I'm using my inspiration to reroll that. That is what that is.
Told you he was drunk.
That is much better. A total of 23. Not my insight, my inspiration to reroll that. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 23.
All right, 23. Yeah, you start fooling around with that, and pretty quickly, you're able to take that nanite technology and work it into the speed booster, the nanites from the speed inducer, and work it into the speed booster. And as soon as you kind of get it into place, it starts to move automatically, just about, into where it needs to fill in. And as soon as it starts filling in, you feel, well, you don't feel, but you see a little jerk from your mage hand, almost as if it got a little shock. And it seems to kind of come to life. It looks like it's going to work.
Aha! It's working. He kind of looks triumphant and bows his head and to it and says, "Thank you, my friend." And the mage hand disappears.
Is that normal where you come from? I'm talking to Fix.
It's normal for me.
But you're not answering the question. I said, is that normal where you come from?
Depends on
You
who
know.
in my family you ask.
So you're all nutters.
They all think I'm a nut. I don't know about a nut, but they. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, Miss Forge, Seeker had the idea of going and raiding the camp of Jerlin and his cronies and see if there's any loot we might be able to claim as spoils of war, essentially.
No, I said we would regain it and give back to the town the stuff we didn't want.
Do we have to give it all back?
No. Hear me.
No, not
We
all.
give them back the stuff we don't want.
Ah. But what wouldn't I want?
I have no idea. What do you need? You don't know because you don't know
said
what's
want.
there
You
yet.
said want though,
Huh.
not need.
I will look at Kadeth and say, I would love to do that. Thinking to myself, maybe I can find some more of this nanite technology.
Bingo.
There you go. Very well. I would
Secret's
suggest
not
that
done.
we should
Just
leave
like Coons.
immediately because I think time is
Of the
doing this
essence.
early is important.
Indeed. Because it hasn't even been a day since we dispatched him, right?
It's been a couple hours.
Right.
Mm.
Well, it's been about 6 hours, maybe.
So we got a rest in then.
No, because you dispatched him. You
A
went
short
back to the
rest, I mean.
council. Then you went to the whatchamacallits, the shops, and then you went to the
Well, we had
tavern.
short
This has all
rests,
happened
right?
in the same
Short
day.
rest, though. I mean, because I
Uh,
wasn't really doing anything at the
Yeah,
tavern. but
at the
sitting there.
tavern.
Okay.
Yeah, I could give you a short rest.
All right. Thank you.
It might sound like a technicality, but it's an important one.
It really is.
Yeah, especially since I'm down some hit points and chose
Well,
not to.
hopefully we don't
feel
get
like-
into a fight, but if we do, it'll test how good we are.
Oh, I'm gonna take. I added 4 instant items. The amulet, the speed boost,
Oh,
the adhesion
Yeah.
gloves, and the eagle eye.
Oh, I get a spell slot.
yes.
They're because they're all one-time use items,
They're all
right?
one-time use items. They are all ciphers.
back. I get a spell slot back. Yay.
I'm good.
I could almost spells back, I think.
All right.
The Vorlock, yes.
Okay.
I will gather up my stuff and put it back in my pockets in my backpack and
You
Alright,
are. And
do you think we want to attempt navigating through the town or around the town to get there, or do you want to attempt to go through the tunnel where we were shown?
If you
I
guys
say we go
remember,
through
I
the
said I
tunnel.
took a really good notes of how we got there. So we could go
Right,
through the
but-
tunnel. They wouldn't be
But
expecting
getting past the guards on either end may be the hard part.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
If there are any guards.
Yeah, if they're even there. Only one
That's
way
true.
to find out.
It's worth a
I mean,
shot.
there's no one to pay them.
let's do it.
Let's go.
all right, you gonna take the
Head that
tunnels?
way. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
All
this
right.
kind doesn't generally go without a leader because mostly they're idiots.
Yeah, without a leader, they they may scatter.
If I see Kevin, he's dead.
All a matter of how quickly word has spread that he's the
Watch,
Kevin
Kevin's
is
gonna be
nowhere
in
to
charge
see.
now.
Kevin's in
see
charge.
him and like
Such a
5
joy
other
as it
guys,
is to
and
be
they're all
spread so we
even
can all
dumber.
witness.
All right, you
Gotta-
go back into
gotta-
the marsh shack.
Gotta watch out for Kevin. He's pretty
Mhm.
awesome with some Christmas ornaments.
Yes.
Yes.
He'll take
Um,
you out.
There's more than 2 of us, so he might be in trouble.
Yeah, that's true. So you go back into the marchette. You go back to that door that you guys know where it's at now. You pop down into the tunnels, and you make your way through the tunnels. It's easy enough because Seeker was definitely taking notes going through those tunnels. And Forsyth also knows directions, though he's not taking notes on the tunnels. He definitely was paying attention to what direction you guys were headed.
Yeah.
So definitely between the two of them, you're definitely going to make it there. So
Cool.
as you're traveling through, it's about 20 minutes, and you don't see anybody. You get to the other end, you climb up the ladder, you go into that little building, open the door. You still don't see anyone. Roll me perceptions.
I'm
Everybody.
still pulling my sword just in case.
Yeah, my shield and my shillelagh are out.
Yeah, shield. Whatnot. Yeah.
23.
19.
Nice.
Fix definitely has his shield out.
17.
19.
right.
9.
All right.
23. Nat 20.
Nice. Nice. What did you roll, Kadeth?
17.
17. Okay. So yeah, you're all gonna be able to see this. You come out, you see very clearly there's a couple of people that are definitely duking it out by the pit. And as you're kind of coming out and you spot them, you see one of them get tossed over the side. Also, off to where the trees are, because you glance that way, because that's where that's where the murderers were. You glance out to the tree. You see two people in the trees. All of you will see this. Two people in the trees. They are not hidden as they were before. They're fairly hidden just because they don't want to be seen by others. But they're not at the ready. They seem to actually be leaving the area, attempting to be a little bit stealthy. But anything above
Let
a
them
16
go.
will see them.
Let them go.
Mm-hmm.
So can we get a fix on this situation? Is this like a power struggle right now? And if so, who seems to be leading it? Both sides.
There doesn't seem to be any leadership from what you can see. As you're watching the two that struggled, and one of them get tossed over the pit, the other one turns around and heads toward the buildings. Like it looks like he's going to the tavern that you guys were there before. It looks like he's headed that direction. But there doesn't seem to be anybody else in this clearing.
Let's go check out that tavern.
Well, I was thinking check out Jerlin's tent.
Oh, is it still standing? All right. If
It
you
is still
give me.
standing.
Does anybody have detect magic ready? Otherwise, I can do 10 minutes and it'll be helpful.
I have one more self bot. I can do detect magic.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
I'll save my spell slot for maybe a heal. Ooh, I know what I can do. I cast Goodberry. So I have 10 of them.
So you have 10 of them.
Yeah.
For the
I will
next
do a
24
detect
hours.
magic.
All right, you're going to do a detect magic, and we're going to take a quick break because I need a
Okay.
bio break. And we'll be back in 5 with what you discover with that detect magic.
Yay.
That's good.
All right.
Yay!
I will get that all programmed in. So there's a countdown. I was not expecting that, so give me just a second.
Sorry. I do kind of want to take a break every week because I usually do have to.
Yeah,
In the
no, I got you.
meantime,
And
subscribe.
8 o'clock is usually
Subscribe!
when it'll happen.
Like, subscribe, comment. If you're subscribed, you can do the live chat.
And we're transitioning.
don't know. Where's Senior?
I'll be there. I
Oh,
can
okay.
still hear and talk.
All right.
All right, and we're back.
All right, welcome back. So, you put up Evangeline detect magic. All right. As you begin to walk through some of the tents, you will
Past tense,
spot.
present tense.
Yep, the past tense. You will spot a couple of glows. What? So, you go in to investigate. Two of the glows look very familiar to you. They're the little red pills,
Healing potions.
potions of healing that you can put in that way. One of them, not so much. As soon as I can get it. All right, you find an armband that is glowing. And with abjuration. I believe it is abjuration. Hey, stop that.
Not doing nothing.
The dog is de-stuffing his bed. Yes, abjuration.
I would definitely pick all of those up. Passing off, for specifically the red pills, to frontliners.
I would take a secondary for the front line because I can heal, but I'd rather Kadath Kadath have
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
potions
Well,
than me.
I can take one of them. I have one potion already, so.
All right, I can
Okay.
take the other one then if that's okay with everybody.
It's good by me.
Thanks.
No worries.
Because it's essentially the same as a potion of healing, just in pill
Correct.
form, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 2d4
And I'm
plus
sure
4,
she
right?
explains that to
Yep.
us. Cause
Yes.
Yeah, you would recognize it.
So I have to take the red pill. That's what
Yes, you
you're
have to
saying.
take the red pill.
Don't
the blue
choose
pill,
the blue pill.
the blue pill enhances your vision. The red pill keeps you alive.
Got it.
So if you want to see clearly while you're dying, you can take the blue pill.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Only
can
the rain is
clearly know I took the pill. Oh,
Oh man.
And the armband of abjuration, I will tuck into a pocket
Okay.
until we have a chance to identify it.
Okay. The rest of what you find, you will find 7 just assorted gems that are worth 25 gold apiece. You will find a pendant in here of, I want to make sure I'm saying it right, a pendant of, it looks to be a knife. I want to make sure it's a knife with a serrated blade.
I will do the same with the pendant.
Okay?
it's a pendant
It is not
magical.
No. It is just simply a symbol. Fix.
Does it look like a holy symbol or anything like that?
It definitely is a symbol. But I mean, nothing sticks out to you as far as holy goes, but then you don't know a whole lot about gods. It doesn't match any of the signs or symbols that you jotted down from before.
Okay.
However, you might does look a little familiar. It is not exactly the same. This one is very rough hewn. Not very expensive. It's not of a fine metal or anything like that. It's not decorated in any way. It almost just looks like a small pewter charm on a necklace. You know, not very
Can I
expensive.
see that? Can I see
Great.
that, Evangeline?
I will hand it to him.
I'd take a look at it and pull out the jeweler's loop and everything.
Okay. You start to eye it rather closely, and roll me history.
His story.
It's been a while since you've.
It's been a while. Oh.
Since I could.
19.
19. Okay. As you start to look at it rather closely, it seems to be very similar to a pendant that you have seen on your sister.
But this is like crap quality.
Yes. Yeah, your sister has a very nice one, probably made from the platinum, and is bejeweled a little bit.
Did she seem to revere this symbol? Like how was her, like, was this one of her prized possessions?
You never saw her take it off. You don't recall ever seeing her without it, but she never played with it. You just by happenstance saw it when it kind of fell out of her tunic one day. Like, she usually kept it tucked in behind her tunic.
What the hell? I'm looking for something. Sorry. Because forgot the name.
Gidna?
Gidna. He'd just say, he would kind of look at it and hand it back and say, Gidna's is much better.
So you know what this is?
No.
Who is Gidna?
My sister?
But
You
Gidna
have a
has
sister?
something like
What
this.
does Gidna's do? Fix.
What's that?
What does Gidna's do?
It hangs around her neck.
Does it
But hers
have
is
a
made of
special property?
platinum and gems. It's
Probably
made of
rubies.
platinum and rubies.
Is it
So is this
a-
your older sister?
She is the eldest.
Yeah, I
You guys are
figured
missing the
because-
important detail here. Is it a magical
parents
item
wouldn't
or
have another
not
one.
that your sister has?
I don't know. I can't detect magic.
I will look at this in my hand and I'll look at Fix. I was like, is it significant to something or is it significant to someone?
I don't know. Never saw her take it off, but I don't know if it's significant. My tools are significant to me, but they're not significant to anyone else. So I suppose that the necklace is significant to my sister. Whether it's significant in some magical way, I couldn't tell you.
You took good notes on Corvo, man. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Could it be best friend necklaces?
Oh God, probably not. I don't think that she would associate with the likes of this guy. Well, I don't know. He was kind
Oh.
of. He was too weak to hang out with her.
He was the kind of guy to take this off of somebody else's neck, though.
Well, if he took it off of the neck of my friend of my sister's, I don't think we would be here would have had to deal with him. She's very strong.
I will just
I
tuck
see.
it in my pocket. Because now because
Now you're curious.
now I'm bored.
Wow.
Angelina's ADHD to the core.
Moving along.
And next item.
And
Oh, man.
since I know that I'm not the best for finding hidden things,
I also
probably
know my
would've just
detect
been-
magic only lasts so long. And so
I
far we're
probably
in
would
one
have just
tent.
been staying by the door this whole time and kind of watching outside.
All right.
Just
You see
see
that.
if anybody comes this way or anything like that.
Right. You see that not a whole lot of things have been messed with in this room or in this tent particularly. There's almost a stigma at this tent. And you don't find anything else in this tent. That's what you find in this tent. Checking out, as you leave Evangeline to check out the other tents, you're not finding anything magical in it at any of the other tents. And as you poke your head into most of the other tents, they look tossed. Like people are leaving in a hurry, or they're looting, or whatever. But they seem to have left the one tent alone.
I'd go to the tavern where that
Yeah,
other guy
I'll
was going.
back you up with that because that's probably going to be an issue.
I'm gonna trail behind him.
Yep,
All right.
I'll be there with them.
All right. You guys go to the tavern. It's familiar to you. It hasn't really changed. You walk in. There's a few people there, including the one guy that you saw walk over there. They seem to be having a drink. A couple of them sitting at a table. One of them sitting at the bar. The one that you saw walk in after pushing the one guy in the pit is sitting at a table with another gentleman.
Is anything in this room glowing on anybody or the walls, floors, ceilings, anything?
You don't see anything glowing, but you definitely get the sense of some magic coming from the gentleman at the bar in his pouch. There's some magic there, but you don't see anything glowing. So you know he has something of magical means in his pouch.
It's probably one of those stones that Forsyth tried to steal.
Or throw.
Could be.
Would that be somebody at the bar or behind the bar?
Now at the bar, he's drinking. There's a bartender kind of walking back and forth, cleaning mugs, dusting, getting a new keg tapped, things like that. Doing barkeep stuff.
I will turn and make contact with Foresight. Eye contact.
Okay. I will nod in recognition.
And I will kind of do my eyes to the bar. How many people are at the bar?
How many people are in the bar? It's a better question, right?
One at the
Right.
bar? Or 13 of them at the bar? One at
One
the
at
bar.
First question was one at the bar. Second question, there are a total of 3 patrons in this
The
tavern.
bar.
The
Okay.
barkeeper makes it 4, and then the 5 of you.
I will just cut my eyes back towards the bar and hope that he gets the hint.
Evangeline, can I see that necklace again, please?
Okay.
I have
Oh,
to dig through all the tools.
He'd take it and he'd walk over to the table and he sits down.
With the other 2.
Yeah.
As you're walking up, you hear that they're conversing. They're not speaking very loud, but they are conversing. As they notice you approach, they stop talking. You sit down, and they just kind
Go
of
ahead,
look
keep
at you.
talking. I don't want to interrupt you.
there a reason why you chose this table? There are 3 other tables.
Because I have questions.
Oh, well, by all means, ask.
I didn't want to interrupt. Go ahead, finish your conversation.
Oh, we will hold on our conversation, please.
Okay. Your your dead boss. I forget his name.
Gerlin.
You will see them smirk. They both smirk.
Where did he keep the vault? Like, where did he actually keep his treasure, or was he just this poor?
Any treasure that came in quickly went out again.
So he was poor. Got it.
His needs were met.
Okay.
Other than that, his need was violence, and, well, he met that need himself.
No, we helped him with that.
That was you.
Now he's not
Hey.
in need at all.
He goes, that was us.
Oh, okay. A collective effort.
Yes. But it wasn't, he wasn't alone either. He had friends who quickly left.
Yeah, that's how
This
we knew
plane of
that he was
existence
gone.
by death.
Oh, you were there. Oh. Wait, were you the one that shot me?
Oh, I wasn't there. We found out
Oh.
from a couple that were there that he
God.
was
Oh,
dispatched.
Okay. Anyways, he kind of dismisses it completely, and he sets the pendant down, and he's like, what is this?
Does
If
he
you
blow
do
on
not
it?
know, no, I was blowing a hair off my computer. Sorry.
I thought it
didn't
was
even
the
work.
I thought it was the guy like, get that away from me.
Whew. He's gonna shoot you. No, he looks at you and he says, if you do not know already, you probably just shouldn't.
I want to know though.
That is one of many symbols for the jagged dream.
Okay, next question. What's the jagged dream?
A group of individuals that sow chaos on a grand scale, not just, like, let's make your life chaotic. No, they want to throw whole cities into chaos.
Have I heard of them?
That's the organization that our guide belonged to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
I don't believe you.
Why would you not believe me?
Because my sister's not chaotic.
Your sister is part of this organization?
No, that's why I don't believe you. She has one of these, so she couldn't. I don't believe you.
There are members of the Jagged Dream that function very well in society. They don't all have to be chaotic. Some of them just follow orders.
Oh,
Very
no,
lawful.
she doesn't. She doesn't follow orders.
Have you seen her rebel
Rebel against.
against authority at all? Does she against
No,
your
she's
parents?
she typically is the one enforcing her authority. Mostly against my brothers and when they are mean to me, but either way.
Wow. You should know that that's what this symbol means. So, if your sister's mixed up with this, then
As he
Be careful.
as he like before he says be careful, as he gets the hint of like he's gonna badmouth his sister, like Fix's whole demeanor changes. Like from a I'm curious to if you say something mean about my sister, I'm going to hit you.
Bar fight right now.
Like he wouldn't even like he's not strong, but he would still try to punch somebody.
So while they're
Um,
talking, while they're
He-
talking,
He will tell you
Am
be
I
careful.
noticing this?
I would think
I'm gonna-
that so.
he's got his attention. I'm going to walk behind the guy because Evangeline noticed, nodded
guy.
to me, told me. Oh, it's a different guy.
It's a different guy.
I
Yeah,
at the
the
bar.
one.
But everybody else is focused on them, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
mhm.
I'm going to
Oh,
walk
yeah.
behind the guy. I'm going to walk behind the guy with the bag,
Okay.
and I'm going to try to let's say lighten his load somewhat.
All right. Give me a. Are you going to do this with diversion, like a bump into him or whatever, or are you going to do this through stealth and just try to be like, I was never here?
I'm going to do it through stealth, I think.
Okay, so roll me a stealth check.
Okay, 18.
Okay. And a sleight of hand.
12.
Well, luckily on his perception, he rolled a whopping 11.
Ah. Right in the
So-
pocket.
Yeah.
My
So
passive
you-
sees that, and I'm just shaking my head.
Yeah. And you reach in very, as you're kind of walking, you kind of just walk by, like maybe you're headed out the back toward the privy or whatever. And you pause just briefly right behind him, slip your hand in, and you feel around and you pull out what feels like a pill.
Okay, I'll just pocket it for now and look at it later.
All right. And you go on about your business as if you were never there.
As if I was never there.
Um,
And I go check out the privy.
so back with Fix.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, you see him
some-
definitely kind of just engaging as his normal self, asking questions, and you do see his demeanor change. You've been around him long enough
Okay, I see him.
to know
tense
that
up.
his demeanor changed a little bit.
I'll just take the one step that I need to get there, and put a hand lightly on his shoulder and say, "Fix, I believe we can probably get more answers elsewhere."
But he does finish his sentence and say, "Be careful."
My masters probably know more about this, also, or know who to ask.
Okay. He looks at the others and he reaches forward and picks up the necklace. And he stands up and looks at him and he's just like, "By the way, your boss sucked," and walks off.
You see that they're not disagreeing. They're like, well, yeah.
Can't argue with you there.
Can't argue with that.
Well, Seeker, I'm not sure there's.
Guess
more
I'm not
be
going to
done
have
in
to
this
imitate
part
a
of this
dead
town.
person here.
Well, the last thing to do is any of us acclimated to trees and bushes and animals.
Yeah.
Me.
He's asking
Yeah.
is anyone a druid, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the thief
you've
is a
seen what
druid.
Forsyth can do when it comes to animals.
Yeah, you have
Well-
seen him change shape and things like that. So
Yes,
there's
but I've seen him
definitely
turn into
something there.
people too, so I have no idea what the hell's going on there.
Yep.
So,
This is true.
the only reason why I bring it up is because there's something in the pit that is eventually going to get out. And I think we'd be doing the realm a service to either tame it or dispatch it.
Taming
I don't
would be
care
better.
which.
Dispatching it.
There's a shrew in the pit.
A shrew.
What's a shrew?
The taming of one.
We gotta
Ah.
tame it.
Tame a shrew.
Ba-da-chum.
I believe
It's a
taming
shrew.
would be
That was a mom joke. Oh.
better, but
What's that, Chuck?
I believe taming would be better.
Yes, but it might not be an option as to its proclivities for violence.
Certainly, and I certainly agree with you that that is a problem that should probably be solved sooner rather than later.
Agreed
by-
then.
Those who can handle themselves rather than the city guard here.
Well, shall we go and get a look at it? See what
Very
it
well.
is?
Sure.
Let's start heading that
Alrighty.
way.
You head out of the tavern into the pit.
Yep. Is
Toward
there anybody
Okay.
around it?
As you near the pit, you kind of look over the edge, and you do see kind of a taunt skin, dog-looking creature. Only there's skin over the eyes. Like there's where the eyes would be is just skin. Like there's no eyes. It definitely has two long tusks kind of coming out from the cheeks that stick out pretty good, and it is eaten away at a recently deceased person.
So it's a
I don't
warthog?
have the
Oh, it doesn't have eyes. What is that? A death stratch, I
kinda-
think they're called?
well, this one in particular is called a ravaged bear.
Oh, that's a SR20 thing. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
But it comes down to what's eating you.
So, have I heard of these things before, or seen them before?
You know they're not too friendly, and they tend to keep to caves and things like that, darker areas. After
So
looking
a lot
down
like
for a
a-
little bit, looking around the
like
edge,
a
you do
drow.
see some holes along the edges. Yeah, they do a lot of blind stuff. They do a lot of scent related things because they don't have eyes.
So Forsyth, what do you think?
I think that taming it might be a little more difficult than you expect. And it might be best to just remove it from life. But
Then
that's my
dispatch it
opinion.
is. And I see no reason to go down there unless we absolutely have to.
Or is there a hole or something that it can hide in from here?
There are a couple of little holes that it could disappear into.
Otherwise, we could take shots at it from here initially and then chase it down.
Well, if it's not, so it is inherently evil? This is Rob asking, not Seeker.
No, they're just creatures. They're just cave-dwelling creatures, typically.
They're just
They're
deadly.
non-aligned.
They're not dangerous.
Yeah, they're not aligned.
But it could be a problem if it got out.
Oh, absolutely.
Potentially. Just
Every
like,
creature
their
must
grizzly
eat.
bear.
All right,
Every
let me
creature
just
must
try
eat.
this. Let me just try this first. Give me a moment. I'd rather have an ally than just abject murder of an innocent creature.
Agreed.
You've never met a
Oh.
drow, eh?
I'm going to try animal handling on it.
Speaking the language of druids. Let's just.
Can
be
I do that?
friends. Yeah, you can try an animal handler.
And Forsyth,
How are you-
well, Senior, if you've got a better way, by all means, because we could befriend it and keep it fed. It won't be like trying to kill people, and we could have a very valuable ally.
Let me see what I have.
Or at a
here.
minimum, maybe we
Yeah,
could
but-
get it to its natural habitat.
I'd rather ally, but that's a good thing too, Chuck.
You guys speak with animals?
I don't.
Speak with
No,
animals would
Forsyth.
work. It's
Not yet.
okay. Even something like well, it's eating currently, so it's not going to be hungry per se.
I mean, I could. It's going to be it's more than a CR1, so
It is more than a CR1.
I cannot change into it yet. I can entangle it, but that's about the best I can do.
That's
right
gonna
now,
make it
isn't
mad. Okay, let me
Yeah,
just try to
so-
see if there's anything.
That's a good
Okay.
way to handle it. If we
Come on,
decide to
baby.
attack.
+3. Nat 20. I kid you not.
Nice. All right. So, how do you go about approaching this creature?
I just jump down in the pit. I wait for it to finish eating, because you don't want to
Okay.
come up with a creature when it's eating. I make sure that it
Cool.
knows I'm there, and then I'm going to jump down in the pit.
Okay. All right.
Oh, look, more food.
As soon as your feet hit the ground, it turns
Mhm.
towards you. You know, obviously
Okay.
it's not really watching, but it seems to like be sniffing the air, and it kind of comes towards you. You didn't hit the ground like most people hit the ground, so he's very
Right,
curious.
Flat.
Yeah.
This is Sparta. That's how they usually hit it.
Yeah. So it's very curious, and being full, it's going to come kind of close, and it's sniffing.
All right, I let it sniff me, and I'm just being super friendly and seeing if it's worthy of befriending it, if it will even allow that. That's what I'm trying to get.
Okay. All right. It sniffs you. It seems to nudge you with its tusks a couple of times.
Okay.
It's kind of like testing you. Like, are you going to try to run? What are you
No.
doing? Kind of thing. And it's going to nudge you a couple of times. After a couple of minutes, it's going to turn around. And it's
Well,
just
I'll
going
try to pet
saunter.
it before it goes away.
All right. You reach out as it starts to turn. You reach out to kind of touch it.
Well, before it turns. Yeah, I don't want to
Oh.
surprise him.
Okay. All right. So you reach out to it. You see it kind of pull back a little bit,
Hmm.
and then it lets you touch him.
Yeah, my gauntlet is off when I'm
Yeah.
doing it, by the way. I don't want to.
Okay.
And I try to
Yeah.
see if it responds. If it does, then I know we can come back later, hopefully, and, befriend it possibly after a rest,
right.
maybe.
All right. It lets you touch him,
Mhm.
and then, it just kind of stands there for a little bit while you touch it. Then you start to move your hand a little bit. Just kind of stands there and takes it until you remove your hand, and then
I
he'll
give
pull
it a
away.
treat of my ration to reinforce that behavior.
He'll take it.
And then
He'll take it.
I slowly and calmly leave the pit. I'll climb out slowly
Okay.
and calmly, not like most people. Ah!
Yeah, no. Okay. I would say you have successfully befriended it at least. Not
Excellent.
necessarily tamed it, but
No,
befriended
God, no. Yeah. All right. You saw that, right, Forsyth?
Yeah,
I don't know if you were watching or not. Okay, so there's hope
I'm
for
watching.
it. yet.
I'm at the edge with the sling out. Stone's already magic,
Okay.
just in case.
Well,
So Forsyth, for when it happens, because you are Circle of the Moon, that creature is a CR3.
holy
Okay.
shit. We want that as a friend. Not,
yeah, but the thing is once I get to a certain level,
He can
you
have
have
He
it
can
as
be
for
that.
automatic. I
Oh,
can be that.
yeah, but then we'll have two, not just one.
Maybe I can make a
Be
pet of it.
Yeah, that would be
Familiar.
awesome.
6
That
or
would be
7
ideal.
total to do that, I think. Maybe higher. I don't remember.
So. All right, so you climb out of the
Yeah.
out of the hole. Everybody watched as, Seeker took a risk and it paid off.
It really did. I thought I was going to have to fight, but thankfully I did not. So are we done exploring this whole place?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
The sun is getting
Okay.
ready to set at this
Only if
point.
we've gone everywhere is what I'm asking. I'm asking Jody, I guess, if we've explored it.
Have we looked at the entire camp?
Oh, did you look in the pit with your detect magic? I have those first slot spell. Before I leave, I'll cast it. Is there
Okay.
anything magical down here that takes up my last slot?
As you're looking around, you do see a ring
I will take that
that
ring,
seems to be glowing.
and I'll
Alright.
look. I'll do a thorough look of the whole pit just to make sure, because he might have
Right.
shit something out after he ate something, or someone, I should say. Whatever the situation.
That is
All right, I
where
have
you
a
find the ring.
Okay. I'm Seeker. I find Numenera all over the place. I've been in nastier places than that. Okay.
This is true.
morning and I'm going to get my water skin and, douse the pile of manure really good, and then get the ring out and bring it over to Evangeline. Found this.
All right. And it is glowing with abjuration.
Probably an
Didn't do
RO.
that guy any good, but hey.
No. No. Because he was probably maimed before he got in there.
Probably.
All right, so I think our rest is in good order when we get back to town.
That's definitely.
Concur.
All right. You take the tunnels, you head back to town. You gonna stay at Geese again?
Yeah.
All right. You make your way to Geese.
But we will
We
do
bought the
watches.
place
Pretty
out,
much
so
that.
might as well.
This is
And we'll
true.
do watches again, please. Seeker's ass.
Yeah.
All right. Watches again. I am not going to have you roll that because
Sorry,
the
shouldn't we
night
put our long
is
list?
uneventful. You get your long rest,
Yay.
and in the morning, as you begin to wake up and make your way about, you will feel yourself being pulled from Garan.
Damn it! Cody's like, whenever you try to get a friend, Seeker, no
friends loves you.
no friends for you.
No friends for you. For God's sake, your charisma's too low for that.
How dare you even try, Mr.
dare
Negative One?
Fix your charisma. Then you can have
Then,
friends.
yeah, maybe. Maybe.
So your vision fades out. You feel yourself being pulled from Garan. You do find yourself in the familiar arena. You
I'm
see,
looking around for my Kellenbor.
as you're
I'm
looking
gonna
around,
I'm gonna look for the Raven Queen.
you will glance Kalimvor, and then he's like gone from sight again. Same thing with the Raven Queen. You get a glance, but then you can't find her again.
So,
Um,
would Pix have had the opportunity to attach that to the? Okay, so it would.
yeah, it was fairly easy for you to do, pretty much right there in that tavern.
Okay. Then he'd be looking for the avatar or for Gond or whoever had spoken to him before, and if he sees them, even if they like disappear from view, he'd still look up to where
There
they
you go.
were and point to it and be like, "See, I still got it."
See? All right. Yeah, you will see him, and he'll disappear in the crowd.
Is the deck still there?
The deck is not there at the moment, surprisingly enough. As you begin to materialize and you start to look around, all of you will notice the dark-haired woman standing next to what has been determined as Ao. And she has got the most mischievous, devilish grin on her face.
Is this the bitch queen?
The bitch queen?
The Raven.
I don't know. This is Shar. This is not the Raven.
Shar
Queen.
is the
This
bitch queen. I'm sorry, Shar is the bitch queen.
Okay, yeah.
That's another
yeah,
name for
yes,
her.
And she's the dark hair,
Yes.
right?
Yes. And you will see Ao kind of look to her and say, "Perhaps they will do."
So, have we done what you wanted from that little excursion?
Done what we wanted, and then some.
Please elaborate, if you would, dear God, goddess, or God, whoever said that.
Ao.
I say the right thing.
You will see
I am an overachiever, you know.
Yeah. the
An ogre achiever?
Over.
Char. You will see kind of giggle a little bit, and she'll step down, and she will fade into the crowd. you lose sight of her. Ao says you did free the one who was imprisoned. Unfortunately, you have also upset the balance in Garan.
Is that why she was smiling?
Yes. That will be
I believe
rectified.
things will balance themselves out again shortly, though.
As do I.
Was it because we killed that asshat?
Yes, it is because you killed the asshat.
Ao just said ass hat. That's awesome.
However,
it's
that
kinda-
balance...
He starts to say something, and then he's like, "No, I'm not gonna say that. Not gonna say that. Not gonna say that."
Don't say that.
I do have a question. Why did we need to free this
Doctorish
person?
Seems like a worthless guy.
I'm not a fan of his methods
Or the people who used his methods.
or that.
That is part of the reason why this task was the first.
To see
Oh,
if we
shit,
would do
there's
something
more?
that we are uncomfortable doing.
I'll turn around and look. Guess there's still no deck of cards.
There's still no deck of cards.
It must be done.
By first,
So,
you're
is
implying
there
that
further
there
tasks?
There will be further.
There's the implication, though, that they'd be harder tasks if this was the first. And I'm not saying fighting Jerlin was a simple task.
Well, I gather rest wasn't what we were supposed to do.
So I'll ask again, dear Overgod. There's more? Or are we done for now?
You are done for now. There will be more. But now it requires a respite. And for that, you must return.
With
And he
some
will wave his hand.
bonuses. I tried to say before we left. Like a level or magic items of some kind.
with the appropriate compensation.
Well, hold on now. We do have some magic items.
Ah,
We
do
also
we?
have
Are they still with
some
us?
Pills. I finally look at the pill. What color is it?
It is black.
Black,
Hold it.
which is neither blue or red.
Nope,
No, it's black.
it's black.
But we
wanna
have to
taste it for me,
identify the
Vic?
ring and that.
So, when you get thrown back,
Mm-hmm.
you do not find yourselves in Garan.
Good.
You find yourselves back in Thrice.
That's good. Comb turf.
Are
Just
we all
outside of
together,
Christ.
or are we?
And do we have our items still? The
You are
stuff we
all
picked
together.
up.
You have all of the items that you've picked up. You have all of that. And you are together. Now, at this point, you will have, and I'm going to say, I'm going to hand wave at least a good month. Okay? So there will be some downtime in here. There's a good month that you guys have time to seek training, seek knowledge.
Respite.
Yes, it is respite.
Learn what you need to learn to get to the next level.
Yeah, get back to key so that you can share some knowledge with the order if that is what you so choose. And you are going to level 3. So
Badassery.
And in that month, we're going to figure out what kind of items we actually picked up.
yep.
Yeah, and I.
Do you want to
I would
research
take-
that while we're doing our leveling?
I like the black pill.
Or do you already
The black
know what they are?
pill, the black pill is it's It's not in D&D Beyond because I didn't put it in D&D Beyond. The black pill is, you recognize it right away, Forsyth. It is the same type of pill that Jerlin had flicked against the Doctorish.
Ooh, that's
Ooh.
not good. Or it
Okay,
might be
I'm
really
glad you
good.
took that from him.
The blue pill, of course, is the Eagle Eye because you got that from where you bought it.
And the red is healing.
The red is healing, potions of healing. You can just put them in your inventory as potions of healing.
And I would want to
The
take Fix to my temple, and we'll talk so we can see what information they have about that amulet. The necklace.
The ring is a ring of protection +1, so you can. That's in D&D Beyond. Was there anything else that was
The
not already
armband.
identified?
Armband.
The
The
armband.
armband and the ring.
The armband was basically an armband of displacement.
Oh my god. Oh my
Interesting.
god, can I please have that?
It is
Now,
a
is that like-
cipher.
Okay.
It is a cipher, so it's
Oh,
a
so
one-time
it's
use.
not a one-time use, never mind. I don't
Yeah,
want
one-time use, but you don't have to attune to it, which is
Right.
what's good about those. I'm trying to find
Okay.
where it's at.
How long does it last?
How,
That's what I'm looking for.
this is what I want to know. Can anybody else besides me use ciphers as weapons?
I can't.
Seeker can.
Seeker
But I know.
can.
His
What
whole
does that
character
require?
is built around Numenera.
Yes.
So, do you have that? What do you do with them to use them as weapons?
Who are you talking to? Me?
Seeker, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I know what Rhonda's character does.
Well, no, I thought it was in my background. He's all about ciphers and Numenera, finding them,
Okay.
using them, etc.
Right, yeah, so
am-
you can use
yeah.
them for their purpose, but
Yeah.
actually Evangeline can actually take them and warp what they do.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I can't.
Evangeline can warp them.
When we
Oh,
and
God.
over this month we will have talked about some of this things. I actually took the cipher that had the slime from the gate in it,
hmm
and that's what I used to do that force onslaught that dealt the good damage.
That's pretty awesome.
But it uses up the cipher.
But they're all one-time use things anyway, though,
Uh-huh.
Yep.
for the most part. So that's not a bad thing.
Which is why I've been collecting them. Now, does Fourth Sight turn over the nanites, or do I have to go after him?
You mean the black pill?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because she told you
Uh,
to get it, so she knows you have it.
she knows.
I know.
about it.
First, tell me what you think it actually will do.
Is that what
If,
it is?
if is it good for me or bad for me?
It would be
That's
bad
all
for
she
you
did
to
to her.
have it in you.
But what about the feed to someone else? That since I can sneak into people.
Nope, that's not it.
I don't. It is tracking.
But it can also be made to do other things, though.
It-
Remember?
It
Maybe.
can be.
hmm
Oh well, I'll let you hold on to it, and then if you need me to, let's say, deliver it to someone, yeah, I can do that.
Precisely.
Because then you can
Wasn't it?
probably tweak it. Whereas I wouldn't be able to do that.
And I will study and do research on the before and after.
On the before and after.
Oh, the nanites, the black pill that was flicked,
That's what it's called.
We have one that has not been engaged and one that has been engaged and removed.
Gotcha. That's what you mean. This device is technically, the armband is technically called a visual displacement device. And it will last for 30 minutes, during which times it creates an illusionary image of yourself to confuse attackers, during which time the creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. An attacker is immune to this effect if it doesn't rely on sight or can see through illusions, such as with true sight. So, so comparing the two nanites, you will see that the one that's still in the pill looks very almost fresh. It moves fluidly within the pill, like as you turn it and things like that. And it's really dark in color. You can't really see through it at all. The one in the vial moves more sluggishly, and it does have a little bit of a brown hue to it, so it's a little bit lighter than just that solid black. It has a little bit more of a brown hue in it.
Well, that is some kind of awesome.
There you go.
All right.
Okay. Now comes the fun part.
Man, clerics are freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love what they did to them in 5th. This is fantastic.
That's why I play him so often.
So Jody, I've got borrowed knowledge, which I don't know if you know what that is, but that is perfect for Seeker.
I was
I don't
actually
know if you
looking
know
at
what that
that one.
spell does. Yeah.
I do not.
I
Would
had
you
that
like
one
to-
available too. I was thinking about taking it.
What is
Do
it?
you want
Is
to
it
hear
like
about
a
it?
It's pretty
feat
good.
of
So-
meta magic?
You draw on knowledge
Spell.
from spirits of the past. Choose one skill in which you lack proficiency. For the spell's duration, you have proficiency in the chosen skill. The spell ends early if you cast it again, and it lasts for an hour.
Nice.
And no concentration either.
Yep, no concentration. That's
So
freaking
it's
phenomenal.
not concentration. That's awesome.
Now
Yeah.
I get to pick my thing that could give me another set of another proficiency in tools.
So what tool set do we not have proficiency in this group?
I think we pretty much have them all.
Woodworker, leatherworker, brewing.
Medicinal. Well, no, Robert or Seeker has medicinal stuff.
Yeah, I have medicine 5.
Let's see. We have alchemy.
Does
I
anybody
No,
have
I-
alchemy?
I have
Oh,
nothing.
you're talking
We don't
about our
have
tools, right?
we don't have calligraphy.
Hold on, my tool is...
Because Evangeline can pick another set that she can become proficient in.
Where's my inventory? Hold on.
I'm thinking I might take battlesmith.
Battlesmith?
Oh, your subclass
Right.
thing.
Yeah, for my
Oh.
artificer.
Okay.
That's the one that I can build get the kind of robot companion.
Build yourself an automaton.
An automaton.
An automaton?
Okay, where is it here? That spells... Nope. Where are my skills stuff? Oh, there. Okay, there we go. Oh, I don't have a tool. I have a dragon chest set. I don't know why.
Oh. That's a gaming set. You might have had to choose a
Right, that's
gaming
not
set.
a tool. Yeah, it didn't
Nope.
give me a choice to choose a tool
Yeah.
in my background.
Yeah, because sometimes it's strictly gaming sets, sometimes it's strictly tools.
I don't think I got anything actually.
All right. So, you take some time, you learn some skills, Evangeline, when you figure out what skill set you wanna go for. That's what you're gonna work on during this month of downtime.
Almost like immediately after we arrived, Fix would pester Kadath to go see
I would-
his
yeah,
master.
I would do that right away.
Like we get there and he looks around and he's like, hey, where's your buddy?
We'll head straight there.
All right. Okay, so you walk into the Order of Balance.
And he would have taken time like the night before they went to sleep and whatever, and he would have drawn out or sketched out the pendant that his sister wears.
Okay. Yeah, it looks almost identical to the other pendant, only it was made of a nicer metal, and it had rubies on it.
Right.
It's a more feminine.
It's funny, Seeker has no druid levels, but he has the initiate level of druid that's how I was able to talk to animals. I'm like, how the hell did I get that? I mean,
Aha.
animal handling. I'm like, how the hell did I get that sound?
Gotcha.
That makes more sense then.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. So you go into the order. You start asking around a little bit. You find Tatra.
Okay.
That was the female, right? That originally. Okay.
She's the one that gives the very cryptic answers. Hello, Tetra.
Why, hello,
Ask her,
Cadet.
how are you?
I am well. How was your adventure?
Divine.
It was interesting.
Fine.
Divine.
Fix would say that.
Yes, in some ways there was a divine element to it. I'll share the full story later with you and the other masters, but we're actually here on something on a specific question asking trip at the moment.
Please. She will direct you to a room so that you're not out in the open where there's other
Right.
people walking about and whatnot. Come on.
And either you or maybe there may be other masters who may know more, I don't know. But we found this pendant on someone or in someone's belongings. And we're just wondering about information about it. We heard something that Fix does not believe to be true, but I suspect it probably is, despite his preferring it not to be. But I know that you and the other masters tend to know more about these things than I do.
She holds out her hand.
She would put the pendant in her hand.
Okay. She takes it. She looks at it. She kind of turns it over a little bit. And then she lays her other hand on top of it. And she closes her eyes. She stays there like that for a good 5 minutes. You're beginning to wonder, like, did she go to sleep? Like, I
Whereas me, I'm like, she does this all the time. It's fine.
It's been 5 minutes and 36 seconds. 37.
It's
38.
okay.
30.
She does this. She's getting us the answers we need, though.
just not in the form that you
It
want.
looks like she's sleeping.
About that
I'll explain
time,
later.
she'll open her eyes. And she will have a very curious look. She's like, she'll hand it back. She'll say, "This is Sower of Chaos. This belongs to one of much destruction.
He's dead now.
The question
Ding
is,
dong, the dick is dead, the dick is dead, the dick is dead!
the real question is, would anybody who is wearing one of these be part of the same organization?
Especially
They
if it's
all-
in better condition, don't forget that.
They all answer to the same.
Now, does
What's
the
this,
materials
who's that?
matter for
That question too. That's fixed. Like he's jumping in there, like not trying to be rude, just being fixed.
So, here's the thing. To be honest, his sister has one that is of a much higher quality, much better materials.
She is much loved.
He's like, yeah, like he has much love for her, so yeah, he's like, yes.
She is of great import. And she is loved.
To whom?
To the one in which they answer to. However, this one, and she'll point to the pendant again, was much removed.
No, that doesn't seem all that surprising. He was a sower of
Life.
chaos through violence. And he is no longer.
Who do they answer to?
A stronger being. I cannot see the face.
Probably
Is
an
it
outsider.
one such as the Raven Queen, or less?
Oh, not so divine.
That's
The-
good.
The one in which they answer to is not a god. They're just in charge. They
I
run
see.
the order.
Do they have a name?
I do not know the name.
Well, I wonder if your sister knows the name and would be willing to share that information.
I could ask.
You know your sister. I mean, I do not know her, so I wouldn't know whether it's something safe to ask or not, but I would be happy to travel with you to help keep you safe and find out that information.
What would fix? How would he feel about that? Because I feel like he would just be like, "Yeah, I can ask my sister anything," but that may not.
No, you feel that you could ask your sister anything.
Whether she'll answer you.
Whether she'll answer or give you a straight answer or even the full truth, that's a different story. But she's always been willing to, what's the word I'm looking for? Honor your questions or
At least hear them.
at least hear them, yeah.
Yeah, sure, I could ask my sister.
Well, perhaps in the next few days we can make a trip there and see what we can find out.
Yeah. Well, I think Evangeline said that she was going to go to Guy. So
The key?
isn't that what
QI.
QI? Yeah.
Capital city of something like the Avathan. I don't know. Evangeline ought to know. That's where she lives.
Go over
So
here
where do
and
you
look.
Key is the capital of. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just look at the big map. Ah.
I was gonna say, I'm looking at the map that you gave us.
Key is the capital, of Draolis. Sorry, I was thinking of something way farther north.
Oh wow, it's still pretty far away, although it's
It is
straight down
very
the river.
far away.
It's about as actually, it's a little further than where we just were from here, but it's all downriver, so
But it is all downriver. That is true. So over this time, you eventually, I'm assuming you guys get back together for a little bit, and you share wanting to head to Key.
yeah.
And
And
Evangeline is like, well, that's where we're heading anyway.
At some point, I'll spend the time to tell all the masters at the temple. Like, I'll gather them all together and tell them everything that's happened in the past few days, since it's really only been a few days.
All right. Okay. So, you guys make some plans to head to Key, and you share with the masters. All of you are able to find some area. Evangeline, there is members of the order here, so there is definitely a lab that you can work in and whatnot. So all of you are able to find some training or some research opportunities in order to gain those levels. So you are level 3 now, and we will pick up here next week as we get ready to head to Key.
Coolies.
Alrighty.
Sounds good.
Lock that
Very
one
nice.
up.
Yep.
I gotta figure out what 2 spells I want to get.
Oh, I got mine.
All
Good.
right.
I've
Anything
got- I need to
anything
pick 2
before
out
I
of
end the
3.
stream?
Only one thing. If you're watching and you haven't done it yet, subscribe and crit that like button.
Yeah, what she said.
We'll see you next week.
See everyone next week.